Welcome to Money Talks with Morgan. Today we're going to be talking about goal setting, and I'm so excited because I have 3 principles when it comes to goal setting. The first one is that goals are pretty useless. They are so overrated and they're almost impossible to accomplish unless you do this really cool thing, which is called turn them into a habit. When we take a goal and we make it into a habit, we can way more easily accomplish it, especially if that habit is a daily thing, okay? So I'll give you an example. I have a yearly goal of how many books I want to read. Now, depending on how many books I want to read, I will ask myself, how much do I need to read in a month to accomplish this? How much do I need to read in a week to accomplish this? And how much do I need to read daily to accomplish this approximately? So I'll look at those questions and then I'll break it down. And then I will say to myself, okay, how much time every day do I need to read to accomplish my goal? And so maybe I decide, okay, I want to read 30 minutes every single day to accomplish my reading goal for the year. And so it's such an easy way to accomplish your goals. And you can do this in life, like with fitness or with reading, for example, or you can do it in business as well. You can just start to take your goals and make them into habits. It makes just life so much easier. Then the second thing you're going to do with your habit is you're going to schedule it. I literally mean like put it in your calendar, whether you do hard copy calendar or a Google calendar or like digital calendar, it doesn't matter. Schedule it in. When are you going to do it? It's so important. And make sure it's a convenient time for you. Like don't feel like you have to do it when other people do it. Just do it when it feels right. Really important. And the third thing is, if you're saying to yourself, yeah, but I have multiple goals, that's fine. We can start habit stacking. And this is what I teach in my Goal Achiever's Guide to Success, is how to habit stack. And here's the premise. Essentially, once you get a goal started, so let's say my goal is to read 30 minutes every day. Okay. Or my habit is to do that. Well, if I want to add on another habit, like maybe I want to start meditating every day, I can easily take that meditation and habit stack it right onto my reading. So now I start reading, I meditate. I start reading, I meditate every single day. And it becomes really easy when we do that. It makes life so much easier. Now, in terms of your first goal, like reading, going back to that, where do you habit stack it? Well, habit stack it onto something you already do. For example, let's say when you wake up, you have your cup of coffee every morning. Habit stack it onto that cup of coffee. It's really great because coffee's addicting. So it's already a habit, right? So you just take the goal you want and habit stack it onto coffee. Really easy peasy. Makes life really easy. Now, funny story about that. I went off coffee and my entire morning routine went like berserks because I had habit stacked everything onto the coffee. So it really works. I can say that because when I stopped doing it, it was really hard. So those are my 3 principles to goal setting. But I want to give you one last thing. One kind of like bonus principle or thing to do. You always want to take account of how you are accomplishing your goals. And you can do this on what's called a scorecard. And the reason you want to do this is because what gets measured gets managed. Okay, so when we start to measure things on a weekly, monthly basis, I really recommend weekly because I find that monthly, it's just easy to give up. But if we are doing it on a weekly basis, we start to see how things are working. We start to we really get to take account and manage our time better. Because if you have to keep seeing like, oh, I didn't do this enough this week, your mind's going to start finding ways to accomplish that. I'll give you an example, although this isn't with the scorecard, but it's an example of how this works. This year, for the first time, I started using the app Goodreads. And Goodreads essentially allows you to keep track of all the books you've read. And you also also like all your friends who you're friends with on Goodreads are also keeping track of their books. So because every single time I go from currently reading to read, I get to write read. And so guess what? I want to read more and read more books, because what gets measured gets managed. I am constantly measuring that I've read another book. And so that positive reinforcement tells me to keep doing it. So it's really important both for negative and positive. The positive, you want to see that those, as the numbers go up or as you're keeping track and you see you're doing it, it's really great. It's great for your to keep a positive attitude. On the negative side, if it's not working, you can manage it and figure out other ways to get it done. So those are really my big principles for goal setting. They don't have to be complicated. And really, honestly, the truth is with goal setting, we want to get rid of goal setting and start habits and start managing our goals. Those two things are really the success, are really how to get success out of your goals, whether you have goals for the end of this year or starting for 2023, if you can believe. Isn't that crazy? It's almost here. And just to kind of leave you on this note, think about this for a second. Last year, of the goals that you set for yourself, whether you wrote them down or you thought them, how many of those goals have you really accomplished? How many? And for some of you, you may even be terrified to set goals because you're afraid, I'm not going to accomplish it and I don't want to feel bad. I totally get this. I used to be one of these people. But the truth is, when we set a goal, when we set a habit, we can really start to work towards something. And it's really, really fulfilling. And it really is just like such an amazing way to live life. And it just makes like accomplishing goals so much more easier because, we're just doing them on a daily basis. And it's just, it's really set me free in many, many ways. When I started, the first goal I ever set for myself was just reading, actually, for 30 minutes in the morning. Actually, that's not entirely true. The first thing I did was tongue pulling. That was my first thing because it was for health reasons. But then I started to really habit stack on top of that. And I still tongue pull every single day, and I still read pretty much every day. And I just do it now because it's a habit. And there are of course occasional days where like I can't, I'm like super late and I like have to rush out, and I feel so discombobulated now because that's not my habit, right? And so when we start to change these, like move these things around, we can really create like an amazing life. That's how amazing lives are created, is through habits. It's really awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will not see you guys next week because it's a Halloween. I'm gonna have a lot of trick-or-treaters here, so I can't go live. But don't worry, I will see you the weekend after, and I'm gonna have a special guest here with me, and we're gonna talk about some fun things. So keep an eye out for that. And anyway, guys, such a pleasure to be here and sending you all love and light for Halloween. And if you have any questions about goal setting for next year, or you just want to talk about life coaching with me, feel free to reach out. There's going to be some fun things coming up in November, so that I'm really excited about. So yeah, if you want to, if you're thinking about life coaching with me, the first thing is to set up a call. We're going to schedule a call, which you can do it in my bio or DM me for the link and I'll send it to you. Set up a call. I'll create a customized coaching plan just for you. And then 3, we'll get coaching started and start everything. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys, I will see you in 2 weeks.